What's good, family? It's your boy. We up in here again. We Talk Hawks TV. We Talk Hawks Daily. Let me fix my camera. My son was on my computer, so let me get everything set up. What's really good? Let's drop these links real quick for the gang, so everybody know what time it is. Boom. Let's hit these real quick. We're gonna do a quick live. We're gonna be about let's go. We'll start off at 30 minutes and we'll see how it goes from there. So let's tap in with all the peoples real quick. Let's get this going real quick. And let me drop these links and everything so we can be on our way. So we can talk about our Hawks in Abu Dhabi. And what do we expect from this Abu Dhabi trip? Let's knock this up real quick. Give me 1 second, team. Let's copy this, copy the clipboard. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I don't see it. Let me try it again. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So what's good, family? It's your boy. We in the building, man. I just want to come and rap with y'all for a little bit, man. Trying to get this getting a little schedule down. Obviously we go live after each game. Sometimes we do a pregame, but trying to get this schedule down, see what times I'm gonna be available. So we can do these lives and whatnot. But just want to come in and rap with y'all for a second, man. So we got the Hawks, man. We in Abu Dhabi. About to kick it off. What's today? The 4th. I think we play the game. We play on the 8th. I want to say the 8th and the 10th. Hopefully, my little streaming websites have the game. They've been showing every other preseason game, so I should be able to watch that game and see what's going on. But first things first. Let me speak on Jalen Johnson not making the trip to Abu Dhabi for some undisclosed sickness. They say it's a sickness, not an injury. And since we're only playing 2 games over there, if you didn't travel with the team, I was reading the article. They was thinking about bringing him over there later, but I was like, it's only 2 games. By the time he get on the plane, what's it, a 15, 18-hour flight? By the time he get over there, I mean, it's gonna be time to come back. Ain't gonna be no games to play. But I mean, you know what I find funny, man, is with Jalen Johnson, with AJ Griffin, the Hawks are doing a lot of cautionary things, which we didn't see that before. If you know me, I don't even have that much faith in our medical team due to what's been going on with DeAndre Hunter the past couple of years. So my faith in them is very, very, very slim to none. But for the Hawks to leave him back for a sickness, I mean, if it wasn't COVID, I don't understand why he didn't make the trip. I mean, sickness to me could mean anything. It could be a cold. It could be upset stomach. It can mean anything to me. Let me drop this link in the chat just in case anybody need to come in here and voice their opinion about what's going on. Come tap in with your boy. But yeah, there are always with DeAndre Hunter. They have not been consistent with him, in my opinion. I've always said DeAndre Hunter need to go get a second opinion from somebody who's not related to the team or the NBA, because at the end of the day, as you saw with Tua in football, these team doctors and things have the team first. Let me bring on my guy Matt in the building. What's
What's up?
good? What's popping with you?
Not much. I was watching that Pistons and Knicks first half, and I'm from Detroit, so a lot of my brothers and stuff, they are big Pistons fans. So I was expecting a, at the very least a good showing, and
Right.
that wasn't it. So I was a little, I'm like, they look like a lottery team, so.
I mean, they pretty much are a lottery team. They just had the number one overall pick last year.
Yeah, but every team every fan base believes in their team. But I'm reading articles and it's like we're gonna take like a Memphis type jump. So I'm like, okay, I might see something, but
Hey,
I
it's
just
like I say, man. We all look good on paper.
yeah.
That's why they play the games, man. And that's why I usually you'll hear me say stuff like, I need to see the Hawks play first, because with the Hawks, sometimes you don't know who's gonna show up. You don't know if it's gonna be the Hawks that made a run in the playoff, or it's gonna be the Hawks who've been getting blown out by the bottom feed or San Antonio Spurs by 30 on their home court. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my pet peeves, was that our team last year, and the year before that, they always played to the energy of the opponent. Like if it wasn't like the Warriors or Lakers type deal, they'd come out bland like they did against the Spurs. Every team, and even on that road trip up in Portland, Portland not even a playoff team. And we let Anthony Simons go for 40. They beat us, and hopefully that's something that because I don't think Nate can fix that, because he's the head coach and they doing it with him right there. So hopefully that DeJounte energy
I think it
and
will.
what's the phrase I'm looking for? Not attention to detail, but his he like to get stuff done, not play around. His assertiveness, you know what I'm saying? That rubs off on everybody else. Like, bro, this team, we know it's the middle of March, but guess what? In this team, 10 games under 500. But guess what? We need this dub. So let's go out here. Let's not play around and let's beat their ass. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that rubs off. But let me ask you a question, man. I was speaking on it earlier before you hopped on. What's your thoughts of the team leaving Jalen Johnson behind off this Abu Dhabi trip?
I was disappointed because I want to see what he could do, because I went to the open practice last week and he looked pretty good, and so I want to see him in a live game action against another team. But from what I read, it sounds like the flu, like he got the flu or something like the flu, because that's what Murray had. That's why he missed the open practice. So
Okay.
um, I mean, I guess um, they don't want to bring him over. I'm thinking it has more to do with the money. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't pay for that trip. The NBA paid for it, but I don't know if like they bring just one dude over, would they have to pay for it? You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I'm sure a trip to Abu Dhabi for 1 or 2 or 10 dudes is not gonna make or break the Atlanta Hawks finances. You know what I'm saying?
Because because he's on Twitter, he's like he's good now. So
Well,
I'm
he should
like
have been good then. He always
what
he always hurt at the worst times, sick or injured.
I think
Um,
they left when Saturday.
yep.
So yeah, he
Yeah,
must have been sick.
they've been there 2 days now, I think 2 days.
Yeah,
And
he must have been sick.
it's always something. He's sick now. Um, when him and Sharif was gonna have a big opportunity last December, he caught COVID. And he missed that opportunity. It's always something with our young players, man. Whether it's an injury, Hey, did you see at the open practice? Did AJ Griffin get any run?
It's so ironic you talk about injuries. No, they said he was hurt. He was hurt. He sprained his ankle the day before in practice.
He's still hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. They said he's better now from what I read this morning. So I don't know if he's going to play Thursday or not. I don't know. But they said last I read, they said he's doing like shooting drills and stuff. So I don't know if he's actually scrimmaging with them.
Is he hurt? Because remember, in summer league they held him out, but they waited to the last minute to say he wasn't going to play. You know, because we all thought he was going to play.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Why? Listen, man. I know. I'm thinking something about this AJ Griffin pick, man. And tell me if I'm crazy. I think Travis Slink and Landry Fields, when it came to our draft, they knew there was no rookie coming out of college or high school that we could draft at our position who was gonna start on this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe they took a shot on AJ Griffin, because they was like, you know what? If we draft a guy right now, he's not playing anyway. Okay, he's not gonna get no minutes anyway. So let's go ahead and take a chance on this guy who has multiple knee surgeries, ACL. I know ACL at least once. So I guess him not. Let me say that. I guess him not being healthy helps him, and don't really help him, but helps us, because now we don't have to sit here and say, hey, we need to find minutes for this guy. So like Jalen Johnson last year, how people's like, hey, play Jalen Johnson, play the rookie, woo, 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 woo. Now you don't even have to say that for AJ Griffin, because they'd be like, hey, play AJ Griffin. He hurt.
Yeah. I think that factored into it because, you know, he wasn't their top choice. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the dude that Oklahoma City drafted, Jalen Williams, which I think is going to be a very, very good player. But that's who they wanted, you know, but they thought he would drop. You know, they said Landry got some bad intel, so they thought he was going to drop to 16 because, you know, like you say, a lot of times they kind of let people know what they're going to do.
Yeah, they put that smoke screen out there. They put that smoke screen out.
You know, I mean, Griffin, you know, like I said, if you remember, like the night of the draft, I wasn't a big fan of the pick, only because I thought other dudes were better, you know. But
you was mad, bro.
I thought other dudes were better, but if you know, I mean, you got to see it in live action, but from what they're saying, like he's going to be basically like a spot up shooter, right? So he's not going to play a lot, but when he does play, he's not going to, you know, they're not counting on him to put the ball on the floor and create, and they just count on him to, you know, kind of make up some of that Kevin Huerter.
Be a 3-and-D.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, he did shoot, what was it, 45% from 3 in college. You know,
that's a plus.
That's you know, and then they said during this, I think it was a workout. It might have been a workout or his pro day, something like that. They said he hit, I think, like 85 threes in a row or something like that. And so, because I was a little bit concerned, they're like, oh, he's a great shooter, but I'm like, well, if you look at his high school and AAU tape, he wasn't a good 3-point shooter. He was, you know, like a super athlete, you know, before he, you know, hurt it towards his knee. He was like, you know, and one stuff, you know, cross the deuce over, throwing it off the backboard, dunking, doing 360s. You know, that's who he was before the injury. So, you know, now he kind of like, you know,
I mean,
got a lot of lateral quickness.
Yeah, you know what? And it's all about, you could look at it in different ways, man. You know, I could look at it as a positive, and I could say this. I could say, you know what? He lost a lot of quickness He lost some lateral movement. He was a freak athlete. Got injured, but what did he do? He said, "You know what? Let me change my game. Let me improve this shooting. This could get me in the NBA since I'm not doing a off the backboard windmill stuff and all that jazz." So, I mean, we could look at that as a positive, man. The only negative, like I said, the only thing I got about AJ Griffin, man, is he don't play. And I mean, these just scrimmages and pickups, and I mean, he don't play. Now, I will say this: at media day, he looked real good, though. He looked like he ready to play. He looked in shape. Obviously, I can only see his upper body, but he looked fit. He looked conditioned. He came to training camp already in basketball condition, which I mean, that's all positives. Like I said, I just need to see him on the court against NBA competition. That's all I want to see. Now, obviously, you know, the preseason don't count. It's gonna be a bunch of bums out there trying. I don't mean to call them bum, a bunch of like non-starters and people looking for roles and jobs that he's gonna be going against. But I would have loved to see him out there with Jalen Johnson and see how them boys coming along. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, even with Jalen Johnson, you got very small snippets of Jalen Johnson, unless you went to go watch him at College Park. But then you say to yourself, bro, he went for 25 and 25, but this the G League. What he do in the G League don't help the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see the man out there. But I mean, I'm trying to look at that as a positive, and I'm hoping that our front office did do their due diligence and said something like that. Like, you know what? We draft this guy right now. He going to the G League anyway. So we got time with this guy because upside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We wait on him. Same thing. Talk to me what you think about, because I didn't get to holler at you about this. Talk to me. What's your thoughts and opinions on the Jarrett Culver pickup?
I like it. Now, this was a famously, now it's a famously bad, but I was like, him and Hunter to me were close when they came out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I thought that he was, obviously much more athletic than Hunter, and
right.
Hunter wasn't really a creator off the dribble. You know what I'm saying?
Still isn't.
He getting a little bit better. And I mean, I thought Culver, clearly the jump shot, that's all that's missing. You know what I'm saying? If you watch him play, like, he got athleticism, he could, he take it to the hole. He's a very good defender, pay the passing lanes, very good rebounder as well. It's just the jump shot, but I thought he looked really good in the open practice. You know what I'm saying? Nate said he's been playing well. I think John said he's been one of the standouts so far in training camp. So, oh no, that was Onyeka said he was one of the standouts so far in training camp. I mean, I'm like, well, Bogey's not going to be ready at the beginning of the season, preseason, very least. So I was like, let's see what it looks like if you maybe bring Culver in off the bench and put him at the 2 guard, and you'll have off the bench, you got Murray, Culver, Holiday. So, hopefully, it was supposed to be Jalen Johnson and Onyeka. I want to see what that looks like as opposed to Martin, because I like Martin's toughness and some of his creation ability, but I'm not 100% sold on the jump shot, So I'm worried about the spacing with him. Jalen is not known as a knockdown shooter. Murray's not a knockdown shooter. So I'm like, in the absence of Bogey on that second unit, it could start to look real. The spacing could start to look real clunky, So that's what I'm worried about. But I like Culver. I liked him when he came out of Texas Tech.
I think that Jarrett Culver pickup is gonna be the undercover pickup of the year, bro. We got him on a 2-way contract. He's not even on a guaranteed NBA contract. He doesn't need, bro.
Martin got a guaranteed contract, and Culver does.
Well, that's because COVID was a free agent at the time.
Yeah. But I'm just
And
saying, like,
oh yeah, well, I mean, well, if saying that, I'm like, well, Jared Culver, I mean, he had ample opportunity. Minnesota. Now I will say this: Minnesota, it was kind of messed up because obviously they ended up getting that #1 overall pick, so which was Ant-Man. So everybody, I mean, common sense says, yeah, Culver, hey, we appreciate your service, but we got a guy that's way better than you are right now. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this guy.
Yeah.
Which happens to be an amazing move. But I think Jared Culver, man, you know, his 3-point shooting was down there like 29%, 30%.
Yeah.
If he can get that up to just a 33, 35%, he would be good, bro. This would be the steal, bro. I can't even imagine because I'm thinking, I'm calling it. I think we're gonna give him an NBA contract, bro. I say sometime probably before the All-Star break, we're gonna give him an NBA contract, and we're gonna have him coming off the bench as more firepower and another defender. You know what I'm saying? Because he can defend.
Yeah,
you know,
he was a great defender in college.
It sucks that he started his career in Minnesota where you don't really get no type of praise or recognition. But you know, coming here, you know, like I tell people, man, sometimes a change of scenery is everything. Change of personnel around you. You got different people, different vibe, a different mood. You know what I'm saying? You got people like DeJounte. Now you playing with a superstar who trying to win like Trey. So, I mean, that probably gives him a, because he could have went anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because on a two-way deal, bro, that's what tripped me up. We signed him on a two-way. He could have went anywhere else and got an NBA contract, I would assume. Probably not a team where he wanted to be at, but he probably wanted to be in a better situation, like that's better than where he was coming from. He came from Memphis, but Memphis wasn't gonna get him no money.
Yeah,
he wasn't gonna get no playing time in Memphis, bro.
And they stacked. I mean, they loaded. Even Lofton. That's one thing I'll say. I don't know who they got in their, like, who their scouts are, but I'm like, I think what they do is they be like, we watch a dude and we be like, okay, this dude can play, but you know, other teams are like, nah, you know, that was just a scrimmage or that was just, you know, a workout, you know. But they're like, no, this dude can play. We're gonna put him on our team. Like, he gonna be like that Lofton dude, like Kenny Lofton. Like, we gonna play him. We're gonna find us. We're gonna find us. You know, even if he's our 17th dude on the bench, you know, he gonna play. You know,
right,
or at the very least, we gonna have him on our team, so other teams don't.
Right. Yeah, I gotta give it Memphis. That's a good pickup, man. But back to the Hawks, and the Hawks play on the 8th. I think it's the 8th and the 10th of this month. I'm gonna be streaming it. I'm gonna be watching it on my little bootleg website.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on NBA TV. So
it is. It's on NBA TV.
But I'm working, so I might have it in the background.
Well, shit, I'm working that day. I'm working both them days too.
Yeah. So, the Saturday one, I'm good, but the Thursday one, I'm thinking it's 12 midnight. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna just record it, but I'm like, well, it's 12 in the afternoon, so I might watch like the first quarter or something, having it playing in the background.
I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my lunch hour for to watch that game. But
because I do think Nate was like, they're gonna play. He don't know like how many minutes they're gonna play, but he said they're gonna put the starters are gonna play a lot because they gotta, you know, it's only 4 games, so.
And they got a jail. I mean, we got a new major piece to our core. So yeah, I agree with them totally. I agree. You got to play them, get that chemistry. We don't need to be going into the season and they still trying to develop shit. I'm expecting Trey, DeJounte to be in the same shit music quick because when you're a good player, it don't matter who you with. It don't take time for you to gel with nobody when you're a good player. And if Nate makes sure that everyone understands their roles and what they're supposed to be doing, then you can gel quick. You know what I'm saying? All right, D-Rock, well, hit us up. You've been hitting us up from the job any other time. Hit us up. But Man, my
Yeah,
camera
open
keep moving.
practice. Yeah, he did. Jared Culver was pretty good in the open practice.
Dude, yeah.
I was like, damn. I said, where this guy been at? Like, so I was like, this is the dude. I saw coming out of Texas Tech. About the open practice, though, I know it's a practice, but because Nate is so, I'll go far as to say notorious for not being creative, not having any type of direction on the court. I thought that they would be I thought they would kind of practice some of the, obviously you don't want to run all your stuff, but practice some type of constant movement, something schematic, but it wasn't. So you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I'm a little concerned
Well, that's
because
because that's open practice, man. Like open practice is just uh just a lower version of like pro-am league. You just out there having fun. They were just out there trying to showcase some stuff for the fans. Like they wasn't gonna run no sets and nothing for real. But you will see it ran in these preseason games though.
hopefully, because I don't want to turn on that TV on Thursday and it's
But
like pick
but
and roll,
don't get your hopes up, Matt. Don't get
pick
your
and
hopes up.
roll,
You know,
pick and roll.
Nate said that shit last year. It was gonna be
Man.
it was gonna be more movement.
But you know
Look like
what?
the same shit to me.
You know what gave me hope though? He said this is the first time I've ever heard Nate say this. He said because they asked him about his rotations, and he's like, "Well," he said, "Well, I'm consulting with the front office on all my rotations, and he said they're kind of telling me who they want to play and where, and I'm going to try to make that fit into my plan. But we're having a very open communication about who's going to play and when." So I'm like,
Why is the front office dabbing in the basketball business?
hey, I've been waiting for this, Demond. We need this.
Well, if I'm gonna tell you like this, I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it. If the front office is telling Nate who to play, then why the hell do we even have Nate?
Because he's shown an ability to not play the dudes you want him to play. He's shown,
But that's not his job though. His job is to win games.
but but okay, like for instance, right? Like the Falcons, right? You watched the Falcons, right? This a couple days ago, right? They put in the dude from the practice squad, and that they was stale, they was stagnant. They put a dude from the practice squad that flipped the whole game. And so like Ty Lue do it all the time with the Clippers. Like Nate never does that. Like he never does something that's like unexpected. Like
But see, that's what I'm saying though, Matt. If we need Nate to do all that, we probably need a new coach.
So you don't think they should give him any input as far as like who the rotations, nothing? Just let him do it on his own?
That's the whole point of the coach.
But
that's the whole point. Listen, you have a coach and you have a whole coaching staff. Why is the front office now? When I say front office, I'm speaking of general managers, executives. Why would they say, hey man, you need to play this guy a little bit more? If I'm a coach, well, see, this is what happens when you don't have a coach with a championship. See, if you had a coach, we had a coach who had a championship on his belt, they're not telling him nothing. It go back to I'm gonna give you a prime example. You know who do that? Since we speaking on football, you know who does that? Where the front office has all the power and the coach has no power? The Cowboys.
Yeah.
Their head coach has no power, and all the players know it. Everybody know everything comes through Jerry Jones. All the star players know they can go straight to Jerry Jones' office and talk to him. They don't need nothing from the head coach. So you take away the coach power. So what is the point of the coach? You see what I'm saying? And that goes back to I don't understand why Travis Slink even hired Nate McMillan in the first place to be on Lloyd Pierce coaching staff if Nate McMillan wasn't a guy who had the same perspective and outlook that you have as the executive. You see what I'm saying? Because usually what happens is they'll say, you know what, we're going to put this coach on the staff and everybody know, yeah, he going to be your replacement if you mess up. Yeah. But that assistant usually has the same mindset as the general manager who gave him the job. You see what I'm saying? So it's no miscommunication. So
I think that I mean, yeah, that's an excellent point. I think Nate is he. I don't want to bash him and sound like he's a bad coach. He's not a bad coach. He's just not good. Like he's
Well,
average.
let's not say this. Well, let's say this. Let's say this. I will say he's good, but what I will say is he's not a winner.
Okay. He's
You
not
see
a
what?
championship coach.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Okay,
at the end of the day, he's not a championship coach, and let's be honest, that's who we all want. We want a coach with some rings. So guess what the general manager did? Went out. He got that assistant coach who's supposed to be a defensive guru.
Yeah.
Who he got 2 rings. He got one with the Celtics in 08 with Doc, and one with the 2016 Cavs. So now we have a coach on the staff who, when he says something, he got 2 rings to back up what he's saying. So if a player say, well, blah, blah, he just dropped them 2 rings on his ass. See, when you listen to me, you get these. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unlike Nate to me is he needs he's a good guy. He's a good leader. But I think he needs let me set it up like in a parent form. If he's your dad, you need like a mom who's strict and who's disciplined. Because Nate would be like this. Oh, Matt, you messed up in school. Well, look, when we have the 5 of us together and we form a fist, we're unbeatable. You know when they do that 5-finger fist shit, you know, that phony Zen shit.
Yeah.
But I think we need a coach who offsets that, who's more energetic, who don't mind yelling and screaming. You know what I'm saying? To kind of counter the bees Nate yin to the yang. You feel me?
But so like if you read the reports and stuff that came out when they fired Pierce, right? They're like he's very like arrogant. He's very condescending. He's very just like off-putting, like, you know, and nobody really liked him. So I think a lot of what Nate does is like he can't yell at them. You know, well, I won't say all of them, but, you know, a lot of he can't yell at them. He like Trey, you can't yell at him, like, you know. Like,
but see, and that's why I said, and see, this is how you set up your organization, though. See, Lloyd Pierce's downfall, and it's not even his fault. I blame Lloyd Pierce's failure on Travis Slink, okay? Because you cannot hire. Like, this is insane to me, and I don't understand how people think. I was so upset when we hired Lloyd Pierce. Why would you hire a coach who's never been a head coach at any level of basketball? That's one. He never been a head coach at any level. 2, why would you hire a coach, right, who's never played, never made it to the NBA, but you want him to mentor your superstar point guard? You really want your superstar point guard to be mentored by a guy who's never even made it to this level?
Because I was about to say, what about Ume Udoka? But I'm like, well, he did play in the league, although he was like, you know,
and that's why
DLC
I said
type of player. But yeah,
but see, that's why I said made it to the league.
Yeah.
See, well, if he would at least made it to the NBA, now guess what? Now when you talking to him, when you're talking to Trey can be like, okay, this dude know what he's talking about because he's seen this before at this level. Okay, it's like where you work at, Matt, right? That's like if you working and then they say, hey, Matt, Demond go be your mentor. And then we get on, and the first thing I type, like, you be like, hey, yo, Demond, hey, what experience you got in this field? And I'd be like, oh, you know, I dabbled a little bit at home, my home computer. What's the first thing coming to your head? What's the first thing popping in your head, man?
Yeah,
keep it real. Keep it real.
Yeah, I'm not listening to the dude, but I feel like because they're not like a veteran, you know, they're not like, oh, this man, they're young too. You know what I'm saying? Like they're kind of impressionable too. So,
but no, man. Listen, okay, check it now. Tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm crazy. You go in the draft when you tanking like we was to find that one superstar, right?
Mhm.
Once you get that one star, that's when you start building your organization. That's when you start adding the pieces to so this player could take you and your organization to another level. What they should have did after year two, after Trey's first year,
Mhm.
and this is just another reason why I believe that Travis Link, after year one and year two, never really believed in Trey Young. He he should have went and got at least, say he didn't want to fire Lloyd Pierce because it'll look stupid. You know, you get him and you fire him after 1 year, right?
Mhm.
Who did Travis Lynch should have been like, you know what? Let me go get some big time coaches and get on Lloyd Pierce staff. I mean, as good as you can get. Obviously, some head coach is not going to be an assistant, but let me find some better coach, some coaches I know that's better than Lloyd. I'm not going to say better. I'm going to say who has more experience than Lloyd Pierce and put on the staff. So he has experienced coaches to lean on, right?
Mhm.
So when coaches, when a Trey Young who's a star questions something you say, you got coaches who can back you up. You see what I'm saying? Who got experience. That's why I like the new pickup with the new assistant who coming from a championship pedigree. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So Travis Link really he bought to me. That's just my opinion. I think he
Mhm.
really set us back to a year or two behind schedule because he was one. I don't think he really believed in Trey Young after the first season. Okay, like Dallas believed in Luka, and
I think it. I think it's different because I do think he believed in him, but I think he's like, let me build a team. Now, and it didn't work. I mean, I won't say it didn't work because we're still in the middle of it, but it didn't work. I don't think ideally how he wanted it to work because, like, he's like, okay, let me build a team because these so many countless examples of teams who get a player, think that, not saying that Trey isn't, but think that this dude is the answer, and then go out and surround him with veterans, and then they're a first round exit. The Pelicans did it with what's his name, Anthony Davis, right? They got him. They're like, okay, he's good. So let's go out and let's chip away all these draft picks. Go get Holiday. Go get Antoine Moore. You know what I'm saying? And let's try to win now because this dude's legit. But it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you made it the playoffs, but you're a first round exit every year.
so I mean, you still have to tinkle with certain movements. You get a AD, right? I'm gonna use the Pelicans example. You get AD, right? You go get Drew Holiday. Okay, let's be honest. Was Drew Holiday worth all the assets they gave up to get him? In my opinion, no. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm,
should have went and got a better. They should have got a scoring wing to go along with AD down in New Orleans as the number two. I would have had a scoring guard or at least a wing player who could score the ball as my number two. Drew is more of a defensive guy first. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And he'll chip in 15, 20 points if needed. He even do that in Milwaukee. He the third string in Milwaukee. He the third dude. Um, I think they went and got this is the thing. You still have to have patience, right? You still got to have patience because you always got to see who is available. They could have easily waited to see who else became available before shipping all those assets for Drew Holiday. You see what I'm saying? Um, some teams do that, some teams don't, and that's why you always hear me say, you know, bro, don't go trade for somebody who don't want to be traded. Find you do when you're looking for a star or a number two or whatever. You got to find those stars who don't want to be there, who disgruntled, because then you're not giving up all those assets to get a Drew Holiday. Now look what they gained by trading Anthony Davis. They got a shit ton of assets when they traded AD, right?
mhm,
And now
mhm.
they just slowly building back. Now they doing it correctly. The only thing that's really holding them back was Zion being injured last year. But I love the move. You see how they went and got a scoring guard, CJ McCollum. They
Yeah.
waited for a guy like him. Granted, he is 30, but they
And
waited. They
he's not.
waited. But watch this though. But see, they don't need him to be the best player. Zion is the best player. Okay. But when you throw a CJ McCollum in, they didn't give up nothing to get him. And then he
Yeah, that's
almost
true.
put him in the playoffs last year without
That's true.
Zion.
That's true.
And that's what I'm saying. You got to pick and strike. I'm going to give you another example. Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic. Mark Cuban believed in Luka. He believed in him so much after his rookie year. When Porzingis became available, he was all over that. He was all over. He said, we need to get this guy some real help. And keep it a buck. That's when Porzingis was still the unicorn in New York. He was just injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come to Dallas. It didn't work out. But it's the fact that they tried to make it happen. Meanwhile, we went and got who? Old ass Vince Carter. I can't even think of all the bums we done. Jeremy Lin.
But they weren't trying to win.
Right, because I don't think they believed in Trae Young.
I don't think it was that. I think it was like,
Because they always want to do that bullshit, man. We gonna build through the draft. We gonna draft and develop. We gonna blah 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 blah. That nonsense, bro. You only in the draft to get the star player. That's it.
But you got to get that dude some. You got to get that dude. To me, you got to get that dude some help that can grow. Like, I'm trying to think
or
of another
help,
team that did that.
or you get him help that's gonna help him grow. You feel me? Like you go get some. Let's say I'm just making something up. Say Trae Young first year he finished, he runner up rookie of the year, and you believe in him. I'm going to find him some help, and I'm not finding him, bro. If you go try to find him some young players to run with him, that would have gave you young ass players that we already had anyway, a young superstar, and a young coach who never been a fucking head coach nowhere, who ain't even made it to the NBA. So that's not even that's not even you can't make nothing shake with that. You know what I'm saying?
But
Why
okay,
we wasn't kicking the tires on Porzingis when he became available?
No, because like to me, you're limiting your ceiling. Like with Dallas, right? You brought up Dallas, right?
Right.
Dallas is a first round team. I think last year they greatly overachieved. And Brunson, he looked legit.
He balled out. So, he balled out when needed.
He looked legit. So to me, like they're always, because they never said, all right, Luka, you're legit, but we gotta try to hit a home run in the draft to get you another dude who can run with you. Now they're forever going to be, to me, they're forever going to be piecemealing that team together. Oh, go get this dude, go get that dude, go get this dude. But they're never. You need a dude that's, maybe not at Luka's level because that's hard to find, but you need a dude who's a legit number two. To me, Dallas is always going to be, looking for that dude, as opposed to saying, all right, we know you're legit. Let's, sit you down to get up. Imagine if they got, trying to think. Imagine if they got, who came after Doncic and Trae that would work on that team. Imagine if they got Zion, or imagine if they got John Morant, or imagine if they got, or even RJ Barrett, somebody like that, who's not at Doncic level, but is still a very good number two. They'll be legit.
Let me tell you something. They knew that wasn't going to happen, bro. You know how I know they knew that wasn't going to happen? That's why they threw in that first round unprotected pick when we traded Luka to him. They knew they wasn't going back. They knew they gonna have one more year in the lottery, but they bet that they was gonna be a high lottery team, right? That's why they didn't mind giving us that unprotected pick. That's why we made that deal. So I'm just saying, like I'm saying, like, but let's go back to this though. Exactly what you said is exactly what we tried to do. You had Trae. They've got. Remember, Kevin Huerter was supposed to be the Klay Thompson.
Well, he was. Yeah,
watch this. Then we traded up.
Yeah.
Then we traded up next year. We got Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's be honest here. Hunter is not an all-star. Probably never gonna be all-star.
Well, I won't say never.
Kevin Herter gone.
Okay.
Who else have we drafted? I mean, bro, you have to get winners. You can't keep getting these young players because listen, every time you draft a young player, now you got to get that young player 2 years to get developed. So that's 2 more years on Trae. You feel me? That's why Trae Young. That's why you got to get him veteran help. That's why they made that deal for DeJounte because they realized, bro, this draft shit.
I mean, just, now, okay, Demond.
Yeah, it took a what? Let's say what year we this year? What 5 for Trae? This year 5. So 4 years. I'm gonna say 5 years because I'm gonna count his draft with Herter and what's the fat boy we got rid of? Oh, Amari Spellman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about them picks. These young boys that's supposed to be running with Trae. Kevin Herter gone. Spellman gone. Reddish gone. Who else we got? Hunter, not even close to being an all-star, or he not even $100 million player yet. Who else we done drafted, man? Come on, give me them names so I can tell you how this is not working.
We got Johnson.
He don't even play. Okay, next. AJ Griffin hurt.
Griffin, yeah.
You got you got Double O.
Who I like.
Right as of now, he's not a game changer. He just right now, Double O just a piece. We got Collins, don't count him because he's before Trae.
Yeah.
So that's why the draft, you only go to the draft to get them star players. Once you get star player, you get that superstar to lead your franchise. That's when you go into free agency and find those other proven veterans and stars.
I think it depends. I mean, I feel like it depends because we saying that now, right? But if it Demond, we're dealing with now, right? But let's say his plan would have worked, right? You got Trae, you got Reddish. I mean, Reddish to me kind of messed up the plan because he didn't hit. But if Reddish would have hit, like I thought he was, like a lot of people thought he was going to hit, you got Trae. Then you got a dude who is, I mean, I won't say better than Trae, but if he would have hit, you talk about a dude who has comparable skill set, but a 6'9".
That dude about to be that dude about to be out the league, bro.
I know he. I'm saying I know he didn't.
See, you over here. See, man, you over here wishing, man. You know what, man? If this man,
no, but I'm saying, okay. No,
man, you know me, man. You know,
but I'm saying,
I deal in reality, man. He didn't hit, bro.
If it would have hit like he thought it would, but I mean, that's 2020 though.
And I will give Travis Link and the staff thumbs up for effort. But guess what? This shit ain't working, bro. Because out of all these picks, the only one worth a damn that we know worth a damn is Trae. The rest of
like Memphis, right? Memphis took a chance, right? They got Jaren Jackson, they got John Morant. They took a chance.
Well, they didn't take a chance with Jaren Johnson. Jaren Johnson, he was the 5th pick overall. That's not taking a chance.
Well, I'm saying like they took a chance with it. They took a chance with pivoting. Like they could have traded that pick and got somebody. They could have got, I forgot who it was, but they could have got an impactful player for that pick. But they decided to keep that pick and get Jaren Jackson
because they was losers. But why would you take on a proven talent and your team is shit? So now you're gonna have a team that ain't winning shit.
But remember, they still had Marc Gasol. I mean, not Gasol. They still had Conley, right?
What?
They didn't have Mike Conley?
He won't win shit up in there. That's when they had the little grindhouse little thing going. When they had Conley, they had my guy. What's the defensive guy name?
Tony Allen.
Tony Allen.
Yeah,
how old? How long? And did they make it to the final? Nope, never made it to the finals. I think they made it to a Western Conference Finals, but I know they didn't make it to the finals. But my thing is,
we all know
we wasted all this time, bro. We wasted all
Golden
this time.
State, right? We all know Golden State hit. We know
who else
hit.
Hold up, Boston don't count, bro.
Why not?
Because they traded for Kyrie Irving, so they tried to go the superstar route too.
We talking now
with Jalen Johnson and Tatum on the team. They still went after Kyrie Irving.
Because they thought, okay, we got some young dudes that could play. Let's go get a bunch of veterans and stick them with them. And it didn't work.
Kyrie was better than all of them at the time, and he was a champion.
But he wasn't a leader. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see,
Like,
that's the thing. See, they didn't know that, but that falls on the front office. You got to do your due diligence. You got to be able to, when you're talking to these players, you got to be able to be a good judge of character. You need to be doing background checks. Talking to other members of the team. How's this guy? Whoop, 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 before you make these trades. All they saw was Kyrie Irving, 25 points a night. He's shooting low. He's shooting what, like 48% from the field. That's all they saw. They saw him at the game-winning shot for the finals. That's what they saw. But it's only a couple teams who really build through the draft and win. The Pistons, and they last championship. Warriors, right? Let me see who else. I don't count the Lakers. I don't count the Celtics because they was already stacked when they picked up. They was already stacked when they picked up Magic Johnson. Let me see. When the Celtics got Bird, they already had Hall of Famers on the team. Let me see here. All I'm saying is we tried the draft route.
Yeah,
we done tried it 5 years. It ain't working, bro. Ain't none of them close to being an all-star except Trae Young, which we already knew.
Although I think John gets an honorable mention.
Well, John was before Trae. That's why I'm not counting Collins.
Okay.
He before Trae Young. And speaking of John Collins, hell, fans want to get rid of him, and he like our most efficient scorer on the court.
Yeah,
and they like,
crazy.
Get rid of John Collins. I'm like, bro, this dude shoot freaking 50-some% from the field, high 30s from three, and he not playing under the basket. He shooting jumpers, and he almost at 50% from the field. And y'all want to get rid of him for who was the guy they wanted to do from the pit? Was he from dude from the Pistons? What's his name? What Grant, Jeremy Grant, who can't shoot because he could dribble the ball. Man, that stuff is crazy to me sometimes, but it's like I say, bro.
That was wild.
This year, I expect us to compete. I expect this probably to be a second round exit this year, and I'm only saying that because of the East. The East is just flat out good this year, man. I can give you 8 teams right now, man. Who? Bucks, Sixers, and all these motherfuckers got stars and everything. Bucks, Sixers. Still got the Celtics. You still got you got the Cavs. Now they got whatchamajiggy on the team, Donovan Mitchell. Who else over there? You got us. That's 5. You got an up and coming team, Toronto. Yeah. You got who else in the East? I'm trying to think all the teams. Miami. Still got the Heat.
Yeah. But so you think
I think until I'm gonna tell you this is what I believe, bro.
Okay.
I believe we could be a championship team if we improved at the center position. And the reason I say that is because granted, Capella is a good defender, but you can't have him on the court at crunch time. He can't shoot. He can't shoot free throws. He missed tons of bunnies. So on the offensive end, we're really playing 4-on-5 because they don't guard him. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so easy to take away the pick and roll from us when he do it with Capella, because the defense already knows all they got to do. Just drop, because Capella ain't gonna catch it and shoot the shit. Just drop. He got to go for alley-oop. You can't even throw him the ball and he attack the rim. I ain't never seen him roll. They throwing the ball and he take a dribble or 2 steps and go to. It's always got to be the alley-oop, bro, because he can't score the ball, right? I believe we can improve in the center position, and what I mean by improving the center position is if we can get a big who's still good at defense. He don't have to be all NBA defender, but good at defense. Give me 2 blocks a night, but has a nice little jumper. It just got to be something from like free throw range in.
Yeah, and I think Onyeka is going to fill in that gap. I think he's going to replace Capella by trade deadline. That's what I think,
if you go back and you look at the last, not counting the playoffs, but if you go back the last like 20 regular season games, you can see the minutes start to shift to less Capella, more Onyeka. Because and you know what's so funny? Let me say this, bro. You know what pissed me off now that I think about it? I watched Capella's media day. No one asked him what What did he work on? What did he improve? No
Yeah,
one, and he didn't even offer it. He
yeah.
don't. What did he work on this off season besides watching soccer?
Hopefully, his free throw. No, well, not even free throw shooting. Hopefully, his ability to finish around the rim because I mean he misses like 6 layups a game.
Bunnies. Let me run through the let's run through the chat real quick. My fault, chat. I'm over here. We talking it up. Let me see. Let's start right here. Extra points on the losing plenty. LP call him losing plenty. Bad. Yep, it was a bad hire for the jump, bro. Bad hire. What we got here? What he talking to? Oh, he talking about what Raj talking about. Hawks gonna fight in the play-in with the Knicks, Cleveland Bulls, and
What?
Raj, Raj, you better hope the Raptors don't mess up this year, and you better show up when y'all losing them games too. Let me
I saw them
see.
the other night. They look all right.
Jo Boogie said Travis believed in Trey. He was just too proud to admit LP was a bad hire. LP was a bad hire, but he ain't had no faith in Trey.
But
He ain't had
y'all
no
gotta
faith in
remember,
Trey.
LP was like the 4th pick. He wasn't the. He didn't like. Okay, let me go out and go get Pierce and like let me hunt down the league for this dude and bring him in on a private jet and like Pierce was. If I remember correctly, Pierce was like the 4th option.
I don't care what he should have been. He should have been a 0 option. I think. I'm gonna tell you. I think he only hired Lloyd Pierce because Lloyd Pierce, being the head coach, he knew Lloyd Pierce was gonna take that position regardless whatever restraints came with it. So if Travis said, "I'm gonna hire you, but I'm gonna have some say on this and that," Lloyd Pierce probably was so excited, to be a head coach in NBA. He probably, you know what? All right, that's cool. Like a coach with a championship under their belt wouldn't take that shit. They'd be like, no, I'm doing this. You be in charge of that. Woo, 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 woo. What Jovan said? He said, what do you mean by they didn't believe? Okay, I'm going to break it. I thought I already said it, why they didn't believe in him.
Yeah, you outlined it. I think they believed in him. I just think.
Yeah, how come they didn't get no help then?
Because remember, right? They try. What did I think it was? He was on ESPN, and they asked Trey like, "How long can you take losing?" And he like, "Not long." He like, but they told me. This is what he said. They told me we're building a team for 2 years from now, as opposed to right now, for sustained success. So I never thought that they were trying to. Once they got traded, like, okay, let's hurry up and build a 40-something win team. Like, I think they were like, okay, we got Trey. He's our ace. He's our alpha. Let's see if we can get some other dudes in the draft that I mean, no one's going to equal his talent, but that are at least close.
And it failed miserably. Because name me one person out of the draft from Trey's draft on that we drafted that's even close to Trey Young. Just close.
Nobody.
Just close.
I mean, that's hard, but that's like, okay, find me a dude in the draft that's close to Morant or Anthony Edwards. Like that's hard. He's a generational talent.
That's my point.
But I don't. But I think
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Oh, I think people would have been just as mad if they're like, all right, let's get him. We got Trey. Let's surround him with a whole bunch of mediocre talent. And that's what Luka just complained about last year. Oh, I don't have any help, and I got to do everything by myself, and nobody here to help me, and nobody want to hear that.
Listen, because they don't go after good players. They don't go. Look at all the free agents we've signed, bro, since we drafted Trey Young. Name me one free agent we signed, right? That's worth a damn. Since we drafted Trey Young. Name me one. That's worth a damn.
Bogey was a good free agent.
Okay, I'll give you Bogey. But look at him. Now he coming off the bench. He a bench guy.
Yeah. I just feel like
that's a wash. Because he came here. We signed him as a starter, but now he on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, Travis came from the draft, right?
No. I'm still waiting. Give me one. Give me a free agent that's worth a damn.
I think Gallo helped in spots. Right? No?
Listen.
Gallo didn't help?
He helped, but he ain't worth a damn. He gone.
But I don't think. I think he tried to build it. I think he tried to build the team through the draft because that's his background. His background is the draft. Like, that's what he did for Golden State. He was the draft dude. What do you call that dude? The I don't know, the manager of the draft or the whatever of the draft. That's what Travis did in Golden State. So that's what he tried to do here. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And to me, I'll say I will be more like upset if he drafted dudes who can't play. Like you look at some teams, they draft dudes.
But see, Matt,
they're
saying,
not good.
Matt, but what I'm saying is F that draft, bro. You know, like the Rams say, F them picks.
But that was after they say that, but that's after they already drafted like multiple good players. Like they wasn't saying F the picks when they drafted Cooper Kupp, when they drafted Akers and Aaron Donald. They wasn't saying F them picks then. They already had a foundation. And then
so we don't have a foundation.
I mean, we got Trey and John, and I think Hunter's part of the foundation. But
I think
are you talking about when they got Trey? Like Trey by himself is not a foundation. I don't think.
Listen, I think this has been our best offseason since we had Trey Young.
I agree with that.
Getting DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
And let me pivot back. I see everybody saying Bogey. I give you Bogey, but to me, Bogey's a wash because we paying him starter money, and now he's coming off the bench. So, and then guess what? I don't even know if he gonna be. Listen, if y'all get a chance, and I don't know if you've seen this, Matt, go back and go watch Bogey's reaction. Go watch his media day, right?
Yeah.
And watch his reaction when they asked him about coming off the bench, bro. It's hilarious. He had that look on his face like, bench? Who coming off the bench? You got to go back and see his face, bro. That was so funny. And it was just so random because, we so used to seeing him coming off the bench now.
Yeah.
I guess the reporter assumed that was still going to be his role.
I mean, it is.
So, yeah. So when the reporter asked him about coming off the bench, he had this look like, what the fuck is you talking? Like, he was like, ain't nobody told me about that yet, pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I mean, he did well coming off the bench. I think he averaged 17 a game last year coming off the bench.
Yeah, but
the second half of the year.
But as most men, we got egos, bro.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got that ego, that pride thing. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, like the ballers say, it's supposed to be, it's all about who's on the court at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I'm saying is, I think we need to start relying more on free agency, so we can go to another level.
I agree with that. I think they're done with the draft. I think that's why they traded them draft picks. I think they pretty much done with the draft. They may use the draft picks to like trade and get other players, but I think they're pretty much done with the draft.
Yeah, and that's why I said that, because that gave me my theory about the AJ Griffin pick.
Yeah,
that's where my theory for that came from.
Well, although
I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it one more time, Matt. So the new people in the chat. This is my theory on the reason why we picked AJ Griffin. I think the reason we picked AJ Griffin is because they knew that it didn't matter who we draft, unless we had the number one pick or something, he was not going to crack the starting lineup for the Atlanta Hawks. He was probably going to end up on a two-way. Well, not two-way because you're a first-round pick, but he probably going to be at the end of the bench, spending more of his time in the G League. So that's why I think they just they went ahead and took a chance on AJ Griffin, because they knew the knee injury was going to probably need more time to heal to get 100%. And that they knew they was going to have time to bring him along slowly. And guess what, guys? This dude's always hurt now. He didn't play in no summer league. You say he didn't play the open practice, did he?
No, his ankle. Yeah, his ankle. Yeah. Hey, at least they said, I think Nate, if I'm not mistaken, Nate said he was going for a loose ball or something in practice and he rolled his ankle. So.
They probably lying, bro. Knowing the Hawks, he probably been hurt the whole time, but because they still ain't get a reason why he didn't play, or did they? Maybe I missed it. Why he didn't play no summer league? They just waited till the last minute.
Which I was concerned about at the time. They said he had a foot injury, like a stress.
Oh, that's right. They did say that, man. They say that, but
stress. I'm like, he got a stress not a fracture, but a stress in his foot. I'm like, that's kind of concerning.
Hey, but when you get a chance, Matt, hey, please go watch that interview.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna watch
Bogey's Media Day, bro. That shit is
Okay.
hilarious.
Okay.
I'm like, I know I'm not the only one who caught that. Like his facial expression is everything, bro. Like
Okay. I'm gonna
he
watch
had,
that.
he had to look, he had to look like what? Who coming out the bit? Let me see what the let's check in with the chat real quick.
Okay.
All right, family, my bad, man. Y'all know how I get. Y'all know I'll be running off at the mouth, man. Let me see. Fly says, think about how great Trae Young is, averaging close to 10 assists, and no one is an all-star yet. Either our role players aren't worth a damn, or Trae isn't making our team better. Which one is it? Oh, that's a good one. He averaging 10 dimes. You want to take that, Matt?
I'm gonna say neither. Because I think it has to do with coaching and development. That's why I'm so happy they hired Kyle Korver, because the best teams in the league have a very good development program. Toronto, Golden State.
We used to
Miami.
have one. Remember Hawks University?
Yeah.
I don't know what that shit. They got rid of that.
Last few guys, we all know Nate. Speaking of something to watch, Demar, you need to go and watch Nate. He had a thing after practice the other day, and the lady asked him something about the lineup or something. Something about I think she asked him. I didn't hear the whole question. It was something about can Jalen Johnson and Onyeka play together or something. And he's like, well, I'm not in the experimental business. He said, I'm not in the experimental business. He said, I go with things that work. I don't really, I don't experiment. He said, either you're experimenting or you're winning. And I'm like, that's the same old rugged mindset that got us in our problems that we in now.
And that's why I said that Nate got 25 games with me, then I'm done with him, bro.
I said, damn, that's the loser mentality.
Now I'm trying to I'm gonna try to take that just as he just being slick, to the reporter. Yeah. But when you look at his track record, but like I said, man, Nate gonna show me everything I need to know at the 25 games. I mean, I don't know what else. And I do, and like I tell people, y'all know I'm a Nate supporter, but like, bro, 25 games, man. We need to be a minimum. We should be minimum 5 games over 500, and that's only because 1, I'm being lenient, and 2, I do understand that the Eastern Conference has gotten better, and I ain't gonna get no real unrealistic. We better be 20-5 or some craziness like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think being 5, if we 500 or worse, I think Travis Lee need to be on the phone, or Landry, whoever in charge, Landry, Travis, whoever. I personally still think it's Travis, but I think it's still Travis. But I think somebody need to be on the phone, and we need to be seeing what coaches are available to come in and lead this team. Because, I'd be baffled of how we do the talent we do have. Why do we play so bad? You know what I'm saying? I think we should be, even with the injuries and the COVID last year, I still thought we wasn't a below 500 team like we was all that. Bro, we was riding below 500 all year, probably until was late March.
Yeah.
Until we hit 500 and stayed over 500. So, I don't understand why Nate have us playing so bad. You know what I'm saying? He need to do something. Well, hopefully this new coach.
Well, okay. So I wanted to ask you 2 things. 1, about the coach. Do you think they should have brought in an offensive coach? And 2, okay, I'm going back. I'm looking at that Miami series, and I'm like, yes, defense. Obviously, you got to play better defense. The defense was horrible on the perimeter, but at the same time, I'm like, they didn't score enough points. One of them playoff games, they had like 56 points halfway through the 4th quarter. So
you're talking about the Miami series, right?
Yeah. So I'm like,
that's easy. You know what happened, right? First thing they did, they took away our bread and butter. They took away the pick and roll, right? Took away high
Our
pick and roll.
only thing.
But what Nate should have had them doing is playing. We should have been playing hella faster. We allowed Miami to control the tempo, to control the game. And we do the same thing. We get the ball and we walk in the down court. Playing right into their hand. We should have been just like Trey's game winning shot. What was that game? What, 3? Was that game 3?
Mm-hmm.
When he hit the game winning shot? Did you see what he did? Oh, he got the ball and then he went straight to the basket. He didn't dribble around, wasn't looking for shit, no screen. He didn't went straight to the hole. And I'm like, bro, just do this shit the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make them play our style. We played exactly how they wanted us to play. Now you can factor in. Now you can throw in some things and say, you know what? We didn't have Clint Capella. Took away some of our defense. We didn't have a healthy John Collins. John Collins only came back because Clint Capella couldn't play. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason he came back. If Clint Capella could play, he wouldn't have came back for none of the game because he was playing hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think we should have sped the game up a whole lot faster. But once again, it's hard to play fast when you're pulling the ball out of the when you're taking the ball out of bounds all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because Miami's scoring all these points. Every time they get the ball, they score. We got to put the ball, take the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Our defense was nowhere to be found in that series. We didn't force turnovers. I mean, to be honest, we probably really wasn't even that much competitive in that series. If you sit there, and then it didn't help that Trae Young had like one of the worst series he's ever had as a Hawk during that time. And then it showed that we do need a DeJounte type player on the team, another dependable ball handler, another dependable scoring option. You know what I'm saying? Which I thought that was supposed to be Hunter's job when we got him. But come to find out, he can't dribble. He can't dribble. John can't dribble. Well, when I say dribble, I mean dribble to attack the basket.
Yeah.
He don't attack the basket.
Hunter said he got something for you Thursday. He said he been working on his handles all summer.
Hunter ain't got nothing for me. He ain't got shit for me because guess what? Even I was on Twitter and I saw what's the Twitter handle? Hawks Fan TV. I saw them hyping up Hunter. Guess what highlight they showed? The same dribble jump shot shit. The same shit he been doing. They like, oh my God, look at Hunter. I'm like, bro, he did that shit last year. Where's the attacking to the bat and finishing at the basket? Where's that?
I will say, although, like we said earlier, it was a live scrimmage basically. But I will say he did look fat. He did look faster in the sense of, like, normally, did
he attack the basket?
Yeah, I think a couple times.
That's what I want to see. But Matt, we know he can shoot the ball. We know that.
Yeah. A lot of times last year he would get it and then hold it and then think and then go to his move. But
I don't know what was he thinking about?
Go straight to his move now.
What is he thinking about? He won't think about going to the basket. Because they do the same shit. Dribble to the key. Right, the elbow right there, the free throw line, and pull up with a jump shot. It's the same exact shit all the time. And then he'll do it on the other side of the court. And then that once a month he give you that dunk, and you be like, oh snap, where that been at? And then he don't do that shit for another 45 days. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
that's why I was.
Then go ahead.
That's why I was saying when they showed Hunter. We already know his jumper is smooth. We know that. But Hunter, I think Hunter averaged 15 points last year. He could have easily averaged 18 to 20 if he attacked the basket because he could get to the free throw line. He got to build the size. Same thing with Kevin Huerter. Why the hell he never attacked the basket?
Man, they hyped and I didn't see what he scored was it yesterday? I think it was last night against the Lakers. I didn't see what he scored, but they hyped about Kevin Huerter.
Man, because I told people, man, I said Kevin Huerter remind me of a young Gordon Hayward in Utah. All he got to do is grow a little beard. He get that little intimidation look going. But Huerter got all the physical. Only thing he not good at is inbounding the basketball. I don't know why he can't throw the ball in.
Yeah.
Why he frees up. But I mean, the way we was using Herder, it made his contract look bad.
Yeah.
It make his contract, he was making what, 15, 17 million,
17.
but the way we used him, he wasn't worth that money because Nate wasn't using him. He wasn't getting the most out of Kevin Herter, in my opinion. And like I tell y'all, I ain't no basketball coach. I ain't played on NBA level, nothing like that. But just from a fan perspective, I think he could have used him way better than what he did. And we'll see how he looks in Sacramento. It's the same thing I said for John Collins. In Atlanta, I don't think he's being used to his maximum ability.
I agree with that.
Right? I don't think and that makes his $25 million contract look bad when you be like, this dude made $25 million, but he only scored 11 points tonight. You know what I'm saying? So to a casual fan, you can be like, bro, that don't make sense. 11 points tonight, but he made 25 million. But then you find out, oh, this dude, they don't even run plays for this guy. He got to get it how he get it. You know what I'm saying? And
crazy.
Yeah, and that fall on Nate. You
and
know
then
what
he
I don't see
Nate open about it too. Like, I don't want plays for John. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but he said, I watched John Collins interview, but he said Nate. He said him and Nate relationship is outstanding. He said Nate was calling him, keeping him updated on the trade stuff and everything. And he was telling him he didn't want him to leave. Woo, 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 woo. And I'm like, well, hey, maybe you should run some plays for the guy, But once again, like I always say, we not, all of us fans, we just on the outside looking in. We don't know what's being discussed, internally amongst them. You feel me?
Hey, Damon, that's why I said it's good that Nate, I think, I don't know if he's mandated, but I think he's definitely highly encouraged to run his rotations by the front office. And I think that's a very
I'm gonna tell you like this. If he was smart, not him, if the front office was smart and they did have control like that to say, hey, you need to be doing A, B, and C, and D, they will be like, you need to run plays for John Collins so we can get his trade value to go up if they still want to move him. It's hard to trade a $25 million dude, but you don't. I mean, nobody know what John Collins' purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Is he a three-point shooter? Is he the power forward? Is supposed to dribble? Is supposed to do that? No one knows what his role is. He's just there. You know what I'm saying? Will help defense or whatever. Let's see what they talking about in the chest, and they going back and forth over. My boy Mike say they chose Bogey over Kev.
I agree with that.
They said,
well, I will say that I think it had to do with money, and I think Bogey played well in the playoffs, and Kevin Herter did.
I mean, Kevin Herter played Kevin Herter basketball. I mean, he still gave us what he gave us. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head what he gave us. 10 points tonight, 11 points tonight. That's what he usually give us on a regular season.
But that backboard three, the side of the backboard, the three, he shot it off the side of the backboard.
Yeah, but I mean, look at his track record, bro. That dude is lethal. He's a lethal 3-point shooter. I mean, everybody have a bad shots in their career. You feel me? What Frosting said, Herter could have been so much better for us if he just played with more confidence. So many times he just get a ball up to Trey when he could have easily scored on a lot of guys. Now, how many times I'm glad you said that, Frosting. Yeah. How many times I've been on this platform and I said the exact same thing, except I said a little harsher. I say Herter, it's been drilled in Herter's head by the coaching staff to defer to Trey Young. How many times I've said that tons of times, man.
And it also don't help that they don't run plays for him either. So
yeah, he bring the ball down. The first thing he do is look for Trey Young. That's the first thing he do. He'll stop dribbling, pick the ball up, and give it to Trey. Then he just stay around the 3-point line for some whatever. You know what I'm saying? That fall back on Coach Nate McMillan not utilizing our people properly. Kevin JC scared to just do them when they get the ball. Like I said, I believe that fall back on the coaching staff. I think they all been drilled that Trey Young need to have the ball. He need to touch the ball. Everything need to run through Trey. But I'm going to bring something up, man. And Mike said it earlier, and I meant to say it. In that Miami series, bro. Hey, that game. What was the elimination game? Game 5 when Hunter went for 35.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I think that's the first time I seen Trey just willing to give up the ball, bro.
I don't know. I feel like he would because he talked about this after the season was over, and I want to say it was the JJ Redick podcast, but he's like people like, oh, I'm selfish, or oh, I don't want to give up the ball, or oh, I can't play off the ball, or all the rest of that stuff. He said that's not the case. He said we don't have a system that allows me to play off the ball. He said I've been, I've been asked to,
You
do
know
what
what,
I've
man?
been doing
Man,
since I got in the league.
I'm going in a different direction, man. When I say he gave up that ball, he wanted no parts of Miami in Game 5,
I
bro.
don't think that. I remember he hurt his foot, so I don't think that. I think he was hurt a little bit.
Bro, it's one possession, bro, where he brought the ball down, and that Dre was cooking, so I'm gonna give him credit for that.
Yeah.
Look, he passed Dre the ball, and this can be the same thing. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, they drilled this shit into their head to give Trey to defer to Trey. Dre is cooking. He brought that ball down. He passed it to Hunter. Bro, Trey had to tell him to do his thing. He was like, if you look, he passed Hunter the ball, and then the Hunter looked at him. He gave him the motion like, go and do your thing. Go ahead. See, that's what I be talking about. I don't think everybody is encouraged to get them points. I think Nate McMillan give Trey need to touch the ball. Give Trey Young the ball. He need to have the ball. And I think that knocks some of the confidence out some of these players on our team, man. I mean, obviously, let me add this for anybody get on me. I'm on the outside looking in. Okay. I'm just going by what I see, and I'm just assuming stuff. Now, obviously, I could be wrong. What's your thoughts on that?
No, I agree with that. And if you read the reports after the season, I mean, basically, they're like, there's no coaching going on. Like, they're like, Nate thing is, he believes in like star players being star players. So he don't believe in basically like getting in the way with a lot of plays and a lot of structure. He just want like, he believe in like, get a ball to your best player and get out their way, which a lot of old school coaches feel that way too. And I'm like, you can do that, but you got to do it. There's nothing wrong with running the pick and roll, which I mean, I don't want to see it anymore. I mean, it's like they run it like 100 times a game. Like literally, I think if you look at Synergy last year, they ran it like 70 something times a game. And I always like it's fine to run the pick and roll, but run something else and then run the pick and roll, or run the pick and roll into something else. Like it's fine to do that one play, but do something else to, what I'm saying, at least get them to look on the other side of the court. So Nate is just, a lot of that to me had to do with coaching. Like he never put Trey to me in a position that benefited him. It was like I said this last year during the games. Like I don't know, obviously I haven't talked to Trey Young, but to me it feels like from outside watching, it feels like he has to make every decision all game, every game. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't get any direction, any help. It's like, hey, dude, go out there and make a play.
And that's why I always be blaming the front office for this bullshit, bro. Like Nate McMillan got a track record, bro. He been a head coach for what, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
The thing with Nate McMillan, you know what you're gonna get from him. So
but I will credit them, and they said I think it was the AJC, they're like, Travis sat down with Nate at the end of the season and they pulled up the Miami series and they watched hours of tape together, and Travis pointed out to Nate, this is what you did wrong. This is what I want to see next year going forward. This is what you could have done better. You could have run more off ball screens. You could have run more motion. You could have done other things to get Trey off the ball. And this is what I want to see going forward. So,
Well, first of all, that off ball shit ain't gonna work. Wasn't gonna work before we got Murray because we
you
had.
don't think so? Wait, right?
Hell no, it wasn't gonna work if we did that last year because we don't have who was gonna be that other alpha out there that could dribble, that could initiate the offense, that can get past their man, that can get in the lane.
You don't think Wright could have done that?
Who?
DeLon Wright.
What? Well, you for real? DeLon? What?
You don't think he could have set up an offense?
But he's not a threat offensively. See,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. See, when Curry play off ball, right? Who's handling that ball?
Draymond,
who has a high basketball IQ, who can find an open man. Got Klay Thompson. Okay, they got scores on the floor. Dre can get on the ball. They can make stuff happen. DeLon Wright, he's one of those point guards where he'll set up your offense. If the wide open three is there, he'll take it, right? But hell, it's time to be wide open three there. He gonna take it. You see what I'm saying? But he's great. He's great defensively. I wouldn't mind keeping him. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even imagine if Trey was out and then you ran a backcourt of DeLon Wright and DeJounte. That'd be a killer defensive backcourt, bro.
Yeah.
Killer. Now, but but he's not a threat offensively. So now what you're gonna see is, and I'm just assuming, you'll see now you can't just say, hey, we're gonna put two dudes on Trae Young. Because now you got another dude in DeJounte, one who not fucking 6 feet. That's one. You know what I'm saying? 2, who can handle the ball. 3, who can attack, finish at the rim. 4, who can get assists. 5, who can shoot the 3. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole nother ball game when you got a DeJounte out there than, say, a DeLon Wright. See, a DeLon Wright, they'll be like this. Oh, he got the ball, I'm on him. Once he passed the ball, I ain't worried about him. I'm going to be 5 feet away from him because we know he ain't finna shoot. We know how many times you seen DeLon Wright attack the basket?
Not many.
Rarely. Exactly. So they ain't really playing no defense on him and they know he ain't a shooter like that. See what I'm saying? But on that defensive side, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I bet if you had DeLon Wright and DeJounte Murray in the backcourt, I bet that'd be a lockdown backcourt, bro. I bet that average, bro, we getting 5 steals a night. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
But
hopefully Murray should help with that pace too, because San Antonio played the 3rd quickest pace or 4th quickest pace. They play really fast and they get up well over 100 possessions a game, and that's something like Trey talked about during the playoffs. He like you said,
everything got to speed it up. He had to speed it up.
It was hard to get 90 possessions. It was
right because they allowed Miami to punk them. That's what Miami did. They punked us. They said, you're gonna play the way we want you to play, and this is how we gonna make you do it. And we didn't have no type of counter. But let me see the chat popping. Let's see what we got. Forget Lou Williams. Hell no, I ain't fuck with no Lou Will. Nah, my boy Mike. My boy Mike love Trae Young, man. But I'm gonna say this to my boy Mike credit, man. I will give Mike this. I'll give him this. He will keep it real when it comes to Trae Young. He'll keep it real. You know what I'm saying? If Trae the issue, he'll be like, hey, this how Mike talk. He'll be like, well, hey, man, it's Trae fault, man. Trae got to play the defense. I'm just saying. And then he do that little laugh. But, yeah, I feel you on Trae. I feel you on Trae. But right now, shit, we need that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If we want to compete, but I am excited about the season. I think Trae gonna have a good I think he'll have a good year, man. It's all about
coaching.
That's what I was just about to say it. You're right, man. And that's why y'all know I'm a Nate supporter, but that's why I said, bro, 25 games, bro. We need to be a minimum of 5 games over 500, or we need to go find a coach who can take us to. Maybe Nate is not the guy. So let's not Travis Landry Field. Let's not sit here and waste people's time hoping Nate turns a corner. Listen, Nate not turning the corner, bro. He done coached the same way for goddamn 20 years, dog. He ain't finna change shit. You understand me? He not finna change nothing. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start looking for other coaches. Okay.
Okay, so let's say Nate don't work out. I think the problem is going to be they can't really fire him in the middle. I mean,
Why not?
I think they would, but I don't think, practically speaking, like they don't got nobody over there. So, especially Chris Gent left. So
well, no, that's like, before you fire him, you already looking at other coaches.
No, I'm talking about like let's say they fire him 20 games into the season, right? And they're 8-12 or whatever, and they fire him. They don't have they don't have nobody over there.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Matt. No, you got to start leaning. Right now, if I was in the front office, if I was a general manager, you know what I'm doing right now? I've already got a list of coaches who are available. I got a list of assistant coaches who are looking for head coaching positions.
So you'll bring them in mid-season? Not even mid-season, quarter into the season?
You damn right I will.
Oh, no.
You know why? Because I got $200 million Trae Young. I got a $125 million John Collins. I got a DeJounte Murray who coming up on a contract next year, who I want to stay. So as a GM, my job is to win games, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who the coach is. So if Nate is not, go ahead.
No, with Finch, like Chris Finch, right?
I'm not getting no name coach, bro. I'm not getting no name.
He turned out to be a great coach, though. I mean, I won't say great. He turned out to be a pretty good coach, but in the immediate, like, it looked terrible. I'm like, where does this dude come from? Like, he's awful. But then it turned out like he got good players and he looks like he's gonna be a good coach. But
let me tell you, I'm with my boy. I'm with Anthony. I'll take Udoka. And he can say Udoka. If Udoka get us to the finals, you can sleep with sleep with whoever you want on the staff. You hear me? If Udoka get us to the finals, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Listen. Don't shake your head because you know it's true, man. Listen. Right. When it comes to pro sports, bro, I don't care what coaches. I don't care what they do off court, bro. I don't care. I don't care if say we had Luka Doncic, right, and he was the MVP, right, for the MVP for the league, right. I wouldn't care if they seen him at a Klan rally. You hear me? I'd be like, he a racist. I'd be like, that's fucked up. I'd be like, is he healthy though? Can he play?
I mean, there's multiple reasons. Let me tell you, bring him in right now.
Why not?
Not this season. First of all,
I'll bring him in next year, bro.
I mean, next year maybe we could talk. Once we put in like some parameters in place, like,
well, this is gonna be the parameter. You can't sleep with shit till you get us to the finals. Now you get us to the finals, you can sleep with anybody on the staff you want. I don't care. You can violate all team rules
because that from like it's a lawsuit. Like, imagine if you brought this dude in and he did
a lawsuit for what?
Huh?
He ain't done nothing. All he did was cheat on his girl. That's it. At the end of the day, bro, he cheated on his girl, okay, with a chick in the organization.
Yeah.
Now, that's a violation, right? Because even in the military, you can't do that, right? You can't do that in military. Like enlisted, not allowed to date officers. Higher enlisted, not allowed to date lower enlisted. That's rule, right? You get put out the military for that, right? So I understand that even where I work at now for the VA, it's the same thing, right? You can't mess with supervisors and stuff like that. That's cool, but that, bro, people act like he broke some type of law.
No, okay, so like I work at HR,
he didn't abuse the girl. He ain't hit her. He ain't abuse her.
So I work at HR. So I'm not even talking about like from a like organizational thing. Like, of course you can't have like supervisors sleeping with subordinates. Like, it creates problems. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from like a dude who, who did something, who broke an organizational protocol or standard, and then you bring him into your organization and let's say he says an inappropriate comment like they said he said, or he starts another unconsensual relationship.
Let me put you on some game, Matt. Let me put you on some game. It ain't nothing you can say. Uh, it ain't nothing crazy he could tell the girl who cheating on her husband.
Yeah. I mean, no,
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that she offended. He sent some crazy text. You already sleeping with the man. You done violated all your stuff. So I don't care about that. You know what I care about? The finals.
No, okay, but let's all right, Demond. Let's say you bring him in an organization and he hit up I don't know, Landry Fields' wife, and he banging Landry Fields' wife. Like that's you gotta have something in place before you bring in a dude like that.
What I'm gonna tell Landry Fields, hey, you might well file them divorce papers, pimp, because she don't want you. But guess what, Landry? Wait till after the finals. Now, after the finals, then you can file your paperwork and all that shit. But wait till after the finals. Listen, that's how much I care about winning. I don't care. Listen, I really don't care who the coach is.
Yeah.
Because I really have a lot. I have short patience because I've been rooting for this losing ass organization for so long. I don't care who the coach is. That's why Nate got 20. I've been loyal to Nate. How long he been here? 2 years now? 2.5 years. I've been loyal, man.
2.5,
But bro, this is pro sports, and it's all about results. That's what pro sports is, results. I don't care if you're nice. I don't care about none of that. That's why 25 games. Travis done went and got all the holiday boys and all this shit for the defensive shit. We done went and got the coach to help on the defense. Nate has no excuse for us not to be winning games. Now, I'm not going to say we should be the number 1 team or the top 4 team. I'm saying we need to be a whole lot better than last year. That's what I'm saying. And if we not, and you could tell that after the first 25 games, what the direction we going in. So he don't have no excuse. What excuse can he use now? They done went and got him another star. They done picked up a whole bunch of players to play defense. They went and got I don't know why we went and got Frank Kaminsky. I don't know what he's supposed to be doing. Went and got the coach, the assistant coach, good on defense.
Mm-hmm.
What else he need for us to compete for a championship? What else does he need?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, coach, because to me, like, that's the one thing that's like unpredictable. I'm like, okay, if the coaching works, like I could see conference finals, but if it don't work, I mean, I think just based on the talent level, they're going to be better than last year. They're probably going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to be above that play-in line just because of the talent on their roster. When you got 2 all-stars, like generally you make the playoffs. So, but it's such a big variance because you don't know, like, you have to me, like, I won't say very concerned. I'm concerned because he's going to have to be something he's never been in his whole career, which is creative.
But that's his problem. And guess what? If he can't change and adapt for us to win these games, you got to move on. I like Nate. Like, y'all know I'm a Nate supporter. But guess what? 25 games. Yeah. If we not where I think we should be at as a fan, I'm putting Fire Nate. It's gonna be Fire Nate. That's gonna be the name of the show. Fire Nate. I think the ace in the hole is DeJounte, man. You know why? I'm gonna tell you something about DeJounte. I did a little background check on her. I done read his story and everything, man. What separates him from everybody else on our team is that this dude, to me, he plays out of for lack of a better word, he plays out of desperation.
Yeah.
He plays like these kids from like Argentina when they play soccer, and they say, if I don't make it, my family don't eat. You see what I'm saying? Like literally, for them some of them soccer players, they don't make it, they family depend on them. I think DeJounte, he played with that type of passion. He just linked up. He grew up without his dad. He just linked up with his dad recently. You feel me? Now, don't get me wrong. Trae Young got supportive family and all that. But to me, it just feel like he play out of like desperation. Like I gotta win. I have to show up every day in and day out. I'm coming in. He like, to me, he like a superstar. Well, he's like a star player with who come to work with a hard hat on. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
That
And
dude always in shape. I ain't never seen this dude out of shape. He conditioned as hell, ready to play. Bro, he was at the damn Pro-Am games playing hard than I thought he was getting paid for the games, bro. He was playing so hard.
yeah,
You figure he was playing for the the Jamal crossover or the other one, the other Pro-Am championship trophy. Like he was out there playing hard, you know. And I ain't even gonna lie, I loved it. I love when he was punking Banchero, bro. I loved stuff like that because what it does, it sets a tone. And then when I saw Banchero not respond, when the way DeJounte threw that ball at him and shit, and Banchero didn't even throw the ball back at him, bro. He just took that shit. I was like, bro, we got a real G on this team, bro.
yeah.
You feel me? And then like when he hit when he hit Buddy upside the head with the ball like 5 times, like pop,
I
pop,
saw
pop,
that.
pop,
Yeah,
pop.
yeah.
Bro, I love shit like that because it shows that and this maybe this just me, but it just showed that he an alpha dog.
And Collins kind of brought that up. He finally he was like, finally we got somebody that's like, got that dog in him, that got that,
Bro, DeJounte the type of motherfucker who bring guns to the locker room, bro. If you got a problem with you, he'll bring pistol on you. You feel me? You know what John Collins' problem is? Listen, man. John Collins got too many, and I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it because it's technically not a bad thing, man. But John Collins, he got too many manners.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He too nice.
Yeah.
You know, he too cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need him. He need to get upset, angry. I don't think I haven't seen him really angry or play with passion, except when he play Embiid.
Yeah.
Besides that, it's just like John just be like doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that passion like Murray got. Murray got that passion. I will give it to Trey. Trey got that passion because you can see him. He be out there talking shit on the court. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like my boy Mike just said right here, man. Boom. JC want to be liked. That's facts. And he said Murray, someone Trey will, because he know Murray probably beat his ass. To be honest.
What Nate said the other day, he said, and he said it in a way where it was like I was kind of like kind of caught off guard a little bit. He's like, it was over the summer because somebody asked him what impact has Murray made already, and he's like, it was over the summer, and Murray was here in Atlanta working on his game, and Trey called him and was like, "Hey man, where you at? I want to like work together." And he like, "Come out to LA. I'm out here in LA. Like, come out here be with me." And he like, "Nah, I'm in Atlanta. Like, you need to be here." And so he said Trey was like on the next flight out to Atlanta.
Yeah, and he bought John with him too.
Yeah, so it's like he like Murray got that type of like command and like he got that type of respect. So
hey, this like, real right here. Like JC won't back down, but yeah, you know what Collins remind me of, man? Collins remind me of like if you had a big brother. Like Collins will beat you up, you know what I'm saying? And then, bring you some milk and cookies and shit. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, "My bad, little bro, but I had to show you, you know what I'm saying? My bad." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's just too nice. Like I want to see John just go out there and say, "You know what? Today I'm going to work. I'm putting on a hard hat. All these dudes in the opposite jersey, they enemy tonight." Or what the young kids say, they the ops tonight. You know what I'm saying? So but DeJounte,
but
man,
it's good that he's not the main dude no more. He don't have to be our emotional leader because that was his thing,
Well, I mean, he still is, but because he the longest tenured Hawk. That's crazy, right? He's the longest tenured Hawk. It feel like we just drafted him like the other day, but I think he's still the emotional leader. But I will say this: John is very he's very level headed. You know what I'm saying? Like I bet it's hard to get him like off his square. I bet it's real hard to get him off his square. You know what I'm saying? Like push his buttons. I bet it's hard to push his buttons.
Like a
But
couple years ago, when him and they had the reports that him and Trey had gotten into it in the film study. I'm like, I wonder what he said. Like, I would love to have been in there to see what he said and how he said it.
I don't know, but I mean, it's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to hear John say something crazy out of pocket, though. You know what I'm saying? But hope that energy wear off on him too, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he did go out there for the Pro-Am games. I thought that was one of the dopest things as an Atlanta Hawks fan. I don't remember the last time we had an Atlanta Hawk who was worth a damn at a Pro-Am demanding like an audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Trey.
Did you see the Hunter and Onyeka Pro-Am?
For what? Why? So I can see Hunter pull up for that same jumper, do that same crossover, pull up for a jumper.
No,
do that same crossover and run into the defender. Why that?
I was surprised. He did a crossover right to mine. He did a crossover. Then he went to the lane, dunked it, slapped the backboard. I was like, okay, Hunter.
Yeah, I told you he'd do that once every about 30 games, man. He'd give you that one dunk, and you'd be like, why you don't do this all the time? And then he just don't do the shit for another 3 weeks, a month. And then
I don't think they're going to get a contract. They got 2 weeks, the 16th? I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to get one because Herder's was like, I think it was done already by this time.
He don't need a contract.
I'm worried. I'm worried, Mom. I'm worried that he's gonna come out. He's gonna get you 18-6 and maybe 2.
Well, good. Then we'll pay him if he worth it.
You got to throw him the bag. But if you throw him the bag, how you gonna get what's his name next year? No,
easy. You throw him the bag.
No, you got to throw him the bag. You got to re-sign Onyeka this summer.
Onyeka ain't gonna cost that much.
Well, if he's starting by All-Star break, I don't know.
Bro, he probably gonna get what, 15 million?
And then you're trying to get Jaylen Brown, right? The year after. So
we got time.
You only got so much money.
We got time to get Jaylen Brown. That won't be a problem because you could sign. Trey already signed. You re-sign whoever. You sign DeJounte, and then when it's a free agency year for Jaylen, and if we think we have a legit shot, guess what we do? You just dump salaries, start trading niggas for cash considerations and shit. Dump them Frank Kaminsky's, dump them Holiday people, dump them Bogey.
Because to me, this year, like you're gonna have to decide, like the next, like long term, either you keep a Hunter or you keeping John Collins. You can't keep both of them if you're trying to get if you're trying to get what's his name? If you're trying to get Jaylen Brown, you can't keep both of them.
Yes, you can. But like I said, you can still dump salary. It ain't it's not hard to trade players to clear cap.
But okay, you got Trey on the max, Murray on the max, Hunter on the max, Collins on the max. Jaylen Brown is going to want the max.
Wait, who on the max? Who on the max?
You got Trey on the max.
Right.
You know Murray's going to win a max.
Obviously.
Hunter's on a max. Well, I'm anticipating him having a breakout year.
Bro, he is not getting. Bro, y'all.
I'm anticipating him having. When I say a max, I mean like $100 million. That's what I don't mean like what he can really qualify for. I'm talking about like $100 million.
Y'all gonna be highly disappointed when Hunter give us that same 15 damn points.
Nah, I'm gonna say right now, Demond. I'm saying right now, October the 4th. I'm gonna say 18. Let me write it. I'm gonna say 18. He's not a big rebounder, so I'm gonna say 18-2.
Really?
No, they're not rebounds. Steals. 2. How many rebounds? How many rebounds he averaged last year? 3. I'll give him 5.
He's not getting no 5 rebounds. Are you crazy?
I'll give him 5 because I think Murray gonna push him to rebound more. I think because you got to think about it. He was the only one on the perimeter rebounding. Trey wasn't rebounding. Herder wasn't rebounding.
Who was rebounding? Hunter wasn't rebounding at all, bro. You know Trey averaged more rebounds than Hunter, right?
Really?
Yes. But you want to get this dude $100 million?
Okay. Tyler Hero just got 130. Is he that much better than Hunter?
Yep.
Uh, I don't. I don't. His playoff numbers say he averages 14 points a game. I know what he do in the regular season when he coming off the bench playing against 6 bench players, but
how many games did he play in?
When?
In his career, he played over 70 games a season.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But Hunter gonna shock you.
What?
Hunter gonna shock you this year.
With what?
I'm telling you, Demond. I'm giving him 18 right now. 18.
He ain't gonna average no 18 points a game, bro. Not without attacking the basket. He not
18.
I don't even think Hunter averaged 9 shot attempts last year per game.
I think it's gonna go up.
Oh, really?
You got a backcourt that averaged 20 assists.
Man, listen.
18 assists.
Y'all got a lot of faith in Hunter.
I don't know why you don't. I mean, okay, let me take that.
I mean, I'm just going back.
I understand why you are hesitant.
Because he's just gonna give us the same shit he gave us for the past 3 years. Watch this. Since we drafted Hunter, what part of his game has gotten better, and what new thing has he added to his game since we drafted him?
That's a difficult question.
No, it ain't difficult at all. It ain't difficult at all, man. What has he gotten better at since we drafted him, and what has he added new to his game since we drafted him?
I think he's better off the dribble. I know you don't think he's that great, but I think he's better off the dribble than what he was his rookie season.
Off the dribble. He don't even do what?
He can create a little bit more than what he could his rookie year. Rookie year, he was solely catch and shoot. This year, at least, he give you the pump fake and the dribble. That's an improvement. But I don't think
really.
I don't think he's played long enough to really like.
You know what's so funny? I'm reading the chat and everybody talking about what he did. Let's see. Early season 2, Hunter was a beast.
That's how long ago?
How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Okay, I'm just making sure now. All right.
Well,
so we talking so 2 years ago. Okay. Hold on. Let me run through. He's always hurt. Exactly. Let's see. The second playmaker, Murray, should get Dre 2 to 3 more easier buckets a game. So that's 4 to 6 points right there. That's not gonna happen because he's probably not gonna play in that many games. Yeah. He probably gonna be hurt again. He probably gonna play another 50 games. Once again, I got faith in Hunter. He had a healthy offseason for the first time. So what we're saying here is the reason he hasn't developed like we thought he was because he's been injured all the time.
So okay,
that's what we're saying.
Somebody brought up a theory of his injury, and I thought it was interesting. So I'm gonna ask you, Demond. They think a lot of his injuries stem from the fact that he's our best defender, right? So he's not that athletic himself. So he's going up against a lot of,
Well, he's not that athletic because his knees fucked up.
But they think a lot of his injuries come from the fact that he's like he got to like overextend and like stretch.
Bro,
himself.
he was hurt since we drafted him.
Was he hurt his rookie year?
Yeah, he was hurt. That's why he didn't play in summer league.
I think was that his wrist? I think that might have been his wrist.
Bro, it's something always wrong with this guy, man. But y'all want to give him 150 million. Yeah, I think he's gonna give you 18 tonight. He ain't giving us 18 tonight, man.
18.
You know what?
Let's say that 18 tonight. Because what did he shoot last year from 3? I think he had a down year from 3 last year, and he still was.
And he had he shot worse from the free throw line. All his shooting numbers went down.
And I think he's gonna get. His rookie year was what 38%, 39%, or no, not his rookie year. His second year, He was like
Yeah.
38%, something like that. 39.
Yeah.
I think he could get back up there.
I think I'm gonna keep it a buck. We probably should trade him at the deadline. See what we can get for him. See what's out there. Can we get another first round pick for this cat? Let him go win the championship
You heard what
somewhere
they
else.
said, the mom, baby Kawhi.
Yeah, that sounded all, you know, fine and dandy 3 years ago.
Remember, Kawhi did not pop into his 4th year.
Well, that's because Kawhi was playing with Hall of Fame talent.
And
3
so
Hall
is-
of Famers.
he's playing with
3
one-
Hall of Famers. And he was playing with people who he was playing with. They was what was Duncan and them? They was 3-time championships. They had 3 championships by then. Kawhi was with them for what? 1 or 2 of them.
one.
So
Let me
they had
look at
already
his
had
shooting
4
numbers.
then. Look at him. They dropped. He even dropping the free throw. I think he was shooting like 70s, 75% from free throw. That's terrible for a good jump shooter. Good jump shooters usually shoot about 80% from the free throw line at a minimum.
And his minutes were way down last year.
Yeah, because his ass is hurt all the damn time, bruh.
Nate needs to play him like 35 a night.
He can't go 35 minutes, man. His knee fucked up. That's why I keep saying he should have went and got a second opinion. He over here listening to Share Care and whatever the little hospital we teamed up with, fucking him up with his knee.
Still 37%.
Bro, he's the same thing every year, dog. I think he went from 11 to like 15, then 15. He's the same shit. Where's the breakout year at?
It's coming right here this year.
Well, yeah, obviously because it's a contract year. Well, how come it wasn't last year?
Okay, so
Where was he at doing our Eastern Conference final run? He couldn't even make it past the New York series, and he was shut down. Since we're speaking about playoffs, and then everybody got hyped because he had that one. He averaged what? He had 35 in the game 5. I think he averaged 21 points in that series. But who cares if he averaged 21 points and we only won 1 game?
But remember, a lot of them games, he started off strong and then they go away from him.
Well,
that's where coaching come in.
No, that's where Trae Young come in.
I think he can get back to the second year version of himself.
What was the second year?
Points
15
per game?
points or 14? Yep. It was like 14. It was 15.7, something like that.
Yeah, 6.
15.6.
He was 80.
I'll be following Dre. He shot 80-some% from the free throw line.
86, yeah.
He shot. I want to say he shot. I think that was his best 3-point shooting year. He was like 39%, if I remember.
He was 30. Oh, his 3 was that right? Is that 35? Is that right?
35.
35, yeah.
Yeah, that was his best year, man.
True shooting percentage, 58%. Yeah. I mean, I think he can get back to that.
He ain't getting back to that.
I think he could go over because remember, he was at 17, but then he played those, I think it was 3. He played 3 hurt games in a row. And one game he had like 4 points. One game he had 2. It was all single digit games. And that's what brought his number down to 15. But he was at like 17. He could get back there, Demond.
All right, man. If you say so. If Matt says so, it shall happen. But family, thanks for tapping in, man. That was quick. We already about 2 hours already. Good grief.
Oh, yeah.
But shout out to my boy Matt tapping in with us. I appreciate it. Shout out to the chat. We're gonna try to get a routine, try to get the schedule going, man. For these lives so we can talk some more Hawks, guys. I'm definitely gonna be up here. The Abu Dhabi games are played in the afternoon. So I think the Friday game, I think it's Friday or is it Thursday? The 8th, one of those days. I'm gonna do a post
Saturday.
So Thursday game, we're gonna do post game live in the evening, even though the game ends. Because I know most people gonna be at work or school. So we'll do the post game for Thursday's game same time. It's gonna be 8 o'clock Eastern time, and then Saturday, because I gotta work. I'm working some good old overtime. We're gonna do it again Saturday evening post game. Post game live. Depends. I might be able to sneak up in here for about an hour or two for my lunch break for the Saturday game. So y'all make sure y'all tap in, man. Gotta cut it short because I'm about to hit the 2-hour mark. I forgot I got to get back on that schedule again too. So thanks for tapping in, family. We talk Hawks, and I'm gonna catch y'all. This is your boy Demond, my guy Matt in the building, and we catch y'all next time.